Check ccgcastle.com and get 5% discount on your first purchase with TCG Center 5 code. You can also trade your Pokemon bulk for a new Sun.
How's it going, guys? Once again, welcome back to Pokemon TCG Center. In today's video, we'll be looking at one very interesting budget deck in standard format. So today I'm gonna play with Dugtrio Evolutions in standard format. So Dugtrio is 90 HP Pokemon from the generations. I think this Pokemon was actually also printed in the X and Y base set, but need to check that to be 100% positive. Earthquake for 1 energy, it can go for like 60, and with strong energy is 80, and with Professor Kukui for 100 and strong energy, of course. And the second part of the attack will also dust and damage counters to each of your benched Pokemons, but that's not a big problem as long as you have Mr. Mime with bench barrier on your bench. And good thing about this build is that Dugtrio is capable to one-hit knock out popular meta decks without too many problems. So 2 strong energies, Professor Kukui, you can one-hit knock out Tauros with the Fighting Fury belt. With Jolteon you can knock out Yveltal, and so on and so on. So yeah, pretty interesting and cool deck. Even Volcanion can be one-hit knock it out with Vaporeon on your bench. Shamans can easily be knocked out if you have Jolteon, so it's pretty cool counter meta deck built on budget and of course without EX Pokemons in this build. I'm also running 3 copies of Bursting Balloon, which will also be the nightmare for your opponent. If you can one-hit knock out one of his Pokemons, you can force him maybe even to take 6 damage counters back, and then simply with 1 energy on your another Earthquake Dugtrio you can knock out his another EX Pokemon or GX without too many problems. 17 Pokemon, 36 trainer cards and 7 energies, 60 cards as usual in total. So running 1 copy of Oranguru for the Instruct, 1 copy of Remoraid and Octillery for the drop support. Mainly these 2 are going to be our Shamans. 1 bench barrier Mr. Mime, 4/4 line of the Diglett and Dugtrio with the Earthquake, 2 Eevees from the Ancient Origins because of the 1 retreat cost, 1 Flareon, 1 Vaporeon, and 1 Jolteon as the backup weakness attackers. So from the item cards I'm running 1 copy of Eco Arm simply because I want to have as many Bursting Balloons as I can have. 4 copies of Level Ball and 4 copies of Timer Ball in this build are gonna be our main search engine. So with the Level Ball I can search my deck for any of these Pokemons, as you can see right here, except for the Oranguru, and put them into my hand, which is pretty cool. I don't need to discard any other card in addition to that, for example, like an Ultra Ball. On the other side, with the Timer Ball, for each heads on the coin flip, we can flip 2 of them in total. I can search my deck for evolution Pokemon, which is just amazing for a deck like this. Single Special Charge and 1 and 2 copies of Super Rod actually are here to be able to recycle those special strong energies, of course. And with the Super Rod, much better than Brock's Grid, because Brock's Grid you're gonna force you to lose supporter play in that turn when you actually want to play Brock's Grid. But with Super Rod I can actually recycle 3 Pokemons or basic energies from discard pile back into my deck, which is very important, especially with the teammates. And yeah, mainly because we don't want to lose turn playing supporter card like Brock's Grid. 3 copies of Trainers Mails, 4 copies of the Seekers. Support line is very huge, so let's start first with the Delinquent. The reason I'm running Delinquent in this build is simply because I'm not running Stadium card. I don't need any Stadium, to be honest, with this build. Maybe something like Silent Lab might be good tech, but on the other side, if you have Silent Lab, your Oranguru and Bench Barrier will not work. If you have Scorched Earth, you're probably just gonna lose your resources, and you already can have a pretty good and fast setup with those Octilleries and Orangurus. But on the other side, I'm running only 3 basic energies, so I don't want to discard them with my Scorched Earth. So that's the reason why Delinquent makes a lot of sense, because if my opponent plays Stadium, I can simply discard it with my Delinquent and also force him to discard 3 cards from his hand. But on the other side, Delinquent can also be that card in build. 1 copy of Hex Maniac, always good to have, same as the 1 copy of Lysandre. Running 7 drop supporters, 3 of them are going to be N. and 4 of them are of course Professor Sycamore's. This card hand drops 7 cards. 1 Pokemon Ranger is here mainly because of the Giratina and the Glacian, and we really want to counter those 2 decks, so we really need to have that Pokemon Ranger inside. 1 copy of Professor Kukui for extra 20 damage and 2 extra cards. Teammates is pretty cool card in this build, simply because after your Pokemon gets knocked out, you can play Teammates and search your deck for any 2 cards and put them into your hand, which is very, very good and very strong and very good for budget builds and also for those non-EX decks. 3 copies of Bursting Balloon, mentioned it earlier. Pretty much with Bursting Balloon attached to your active Pokemon, you can force your opponent to damage his active Pokemon with 6 damage counters if he decides to attack your Dugtrio, and I kind of like that. 1 copy of Float Stone just for the free retreat with my Octillery or Oranguru, depend on which of these I'm gonna have in play, but you know, just in case if you get knocked out, it's good to have that Float Stone to promote your Pokemon with the Float Stone in the active position, so you can retreat back to your Dugtrio. But even Diglett, he's 40 HP free retreat Pokemon from the Fates Collide. That was my decision to play Diglett with the 40 HP and free retreat, so Float Stone is not that necessary here, but it can definitely be good, especially with the Eco Arm. 7 energies, 4 of them are going to be strong energies for extra 20 damage, of course. Mainly can be attached only to the Dugtrio in this deck. And 3 basic fighting energies, they can be attached to any of my Pokemon, so I can also pay my retreat cost, for example, with the Mr. Mime or with my Oranguru and Octillery, but those guys actually have and require 2 energies for the retreat compared to those Flareon and Jolteon, who actually have 1 or 0 energies, and Vaporeon actually have 2 of them. So retreating Pokemon with 2 retreat costs is going to be a little bit harder, but still not impossible. I hope you like this build. I hope you're also going to subscribe to the channel and like this video to help me a little bit grow my channel. I'm gonna appreciate that for sure. In exchange for that, you can definitely check ccgcastle.com and get 5% discount on your first purchase with TCG Center 5 code. Also, if you're looking to trade your old bulk, you can do that in exchange for Sun and Moon booster box. Not the Sun and Moon base set, but Sun and Moon Guardian Raising booster box. So the new upcoming Sun and Moon 2 set that's gonna be released probably next month. So make sure to check the description for more information. All you need to know is in the links in my video description. So let's do one game so you can see actually this deck in action. So see you in the game. Alright, so let's play with the Dugtrio deck in standard format. So waiting my opponent to decide if he wants to go first or second. For me, probably it's better to go first, of course, simply because I can have that Bursting Balloon attached and the theoretically better setup. So we'll start second here. Have 2 Digletts, Remoraid and Oranguru with the Bursting Balloon Ranger and Super Rod. So pretty decent opening hand. Pretty decent opening hand. I'm just missing 1 Eevee, so I can have that Vaporeon, of course. Very important if I'm gonna play against Volcanion. So I can strike him for maybe 1-hit knockout, but we shall see. Definitely it's not gonna be easy to attack for 180. I mean, with 1 energy card, with 1 strong energy on Dugtrio, I can attack for like 160, so I'm definitely gonna need that Professor Kukui. And that's going to be very important. Alright, so at least I have that Oranguru, which is the most important thing. So 2 Volcanions and 1 Oranguru also set down to my opponent bench. I'm gonna definitely need price exchange versus those Volcanion EXs, because Baby Volcanion trading 1 price for 1 price, I don't know, I might not be that consistent as my opponent will with his deck, but we shall see. So far 1 energy retrieval and 1 switch discarded, which is very important for Volcanion deck. one Volcanion EX, and one more Volcanion EX. So 2 Volcanion EXs on the bench. Ultra Ball for 2 copies of N. Alright, for 1 Flareon. So Flareon is 170 HP Pokemon. Still, I can go for like 160, so I'm gonna be short for like 10. Alright, so 1 Steam Up for 1 energy, and he can then use that Instruct and drop cards until he have 3, so that's the beauty of the Oranguru. There is another Steam Up, which will allows my opponent to have 1 more energy in his discard pile. And finally, it's gonna be my turn. My turn, my top deck. Not the best top deck, to be honest. It's just Flareon, and it's very bad top deck if you're gonna ask me. I'm gonna need either way Timer Ball or Level Ball for that Octillery, or of course I'm gonna need any kind of draw supporter in this case. So far he can strike with Power Hitter for only 20, attacking for 20, not gonna be enough for the 1-hit knockout. On the other side, he's gonna take like 6 damage counters back. That's 1 Float Stone attached to the Volcanion and 1 Instruct. Instruct for 1. I can't play my Instruct simply because I have 3 cards in my hand, but if I lost my Diglett this turn, I'm gonna have that. Oh, there we go with the N. There we go, there's a N, so I will have 6 new cards right now, and those cards looks much better right now. So 1 town map. Alright, so power hitter just for 20. Just for the 20. Which means I can knock out my opponent Volcanion right now with my Dugtrio. This is very important turnover here. No doubt about that. So let's put that Mr. Mime on the bench. Let's go with the Level Ball. Do I want to take the risk here, missing my Dugtrio? Tell you what, I don't want to do that. I just want to have opportunity for the knockout here. I'm gonna play my Eco Arm and Sycamore for 7. So Sycamore for 7. I have knockout available. I just need 1 Eevee for my bench, so I can have that Vaporeon next turn. And I'm also gonna need that. Professor Kukui, so I can go for like 200. Well, there's a Hex Maniac. It's okay card. The big problem is right now that he can simply use that Flash Fire, transfer 1 energy from his Volcanion to the Flareon, and then attach energy manually from his hand for the 1-hit knockout against my Dugtrio. Again, I have a Vaporeon, so that means that I'm gonna respond to my opponent pretty quick with like 160 damage counters. So I'm just gonna need that. I'm just gonna need my Bursting Balloon. So there is 1 Max Elixir. Will there be maybe energy for that Volcanion baby on the bench? Nope. So 1 more Volcanion EX and 1 Sycamore for 7. What else he's gonna discard? Ultra Ball and another Professor Sycamore. Okay. Another Max Elixir. This time I think he's gonna hit Max Elixir. Yep, there we go. So 1 more Fire Energy. And that's gonna be 1 Flash Fire and Blaze Ball for like a 120, meaning that I'm gonna lose one of my Dugtrios here. Energy Rest, Max Elixir, Flare and Fighting Fury Belt of Fire Energy. I think he's gonna grab that Max Elixir. I might be wrong, but yeah, Max Elixir definitely. Okay, time to revenge. So I have 2 VS Seekers, Sycamore. I'm gonna play that N. I might risk with N. Oh, not good. But I have 2 Trainers Mails. And I also have Oranguru Instruct for 1. So worst case scenario, I'm gonna hit, okay, Level Ball, so that's okay. I can have Octillery with the Level Ball, plus I can also Trainers Mail for Timer Ball. That's perfect. Let's first go with the Timer Ball and see how many hands we can find on that coin flip. Only 1, which is gonna be for the Dugtrio, and the second one, unfortunately, the Level Ball, unfortunately, is gonna be just for another Diglett, because Mainly my Octillery is prized, and I definitely need that second attacker in play. Plus I can also have that Instruct for 1, and most importantly I'm gonna have that huge Earthquake for like 160. And of course, if he decides to attack with his Flareon, he's gonna knock out himself because I have that Bursting Balloon attached to my Dugtrio. So far, I'm pretty good position. I'm in pretty good position right now, simply because he's without energies on benched Pokemons. And that Bursting Balloon will definitely make huge difference here. I still have like 2 more Bursting Balloons available. Of course, he might search himself knockout with the Lysandre against my Vaporeon. So I was expecting actually something like that. 1 Fire Energy. Since he didn't play supporter card, he's not gonna be able even to take supporter card. He probably will just go for that Fire Energy from his discard pile, as expected. So I'm just gonna Sycamore for 7. And after that Sycamore for 7, let's see what else I can do here. I can play 1 Scorched Earth. Nothing good. Trainer's Mail maybe for Timer Ball, or even better for the Bursting Balloon. So 1 energy for my Diglett, Bursting Balloon, and 1 more Earthquake for the knockout. So again, this is just gonna be 8 damage counters, but I'm gonna grab 2 prize cards, the Super Rod and Octillery. Alright. And right now it's gonna be very important to set up again my Eevee and Vaporeon in play. So I'm gonna play my Super Rod for Dugtrio, Eevee and Vaporeon. There is 1 more energy attached to that Volcanion, which means that he's probably just gonna pass the turn right now. I might be wrong, but I still need to take like 3 prize cards. 1 more Scorched Earth. How many Float Stones did he play? Only 1, and 1 switch. Oh, there's Zen. Okay, I'm gonna lose my Octillery and that Super Rod and 2 copies of VS Seeker, but still, I'm gonna get back all of these cards, so that's just good. That's just amazing. Oh, Max Elixir. Alright, red alert. Max Elixir, I hope he can't retreat. There's also Fighting Fury Belt and Instruct for like a 1. Can he get Switch, Escape Rope, or maybe even Versed Float Stone? Not sure, but we shall see. Well, another Max Elixir. And energy will go to another Volcanion. And finally he passes the turn. So, Super Rod times 2. Alright, time to recycle back my Dugtrio line. Time to play even another Super Rod here. Why not? That's gonna be Bursting Balloon attachment. It's gonna be Special Energy, Instruct for like 2, and after that I'm gonna Sycamore for 7. Oh, there's another Diglett. And Timer Ball. Oh, 2 Timer Balls, cool. So I'm gonna grab Octillery and I'm gonna grab that Dugtrio. So I just need to set on my bench my Eevee. So 1 Abyssal Hand for 3. Well, there's Eevee, but there is also a VS Seeker in my hand, which means I'm gonna Lysandre simply one of my opponent Volcanion EXs on his bench. The one with the Fighting Fury Belt, of course. So I can go for 80, and basically next turn I can knock him out with my Vaporeon in hand. Plus I can also have that Abyssal Hand and Instruct, so I don't need to worry too much. There's another VS Seeker which is going to be for the Lysandre, and one of my benched Pokemon, probably Octillery, is going to be... Oh, Mr. Mime, he just decided to pull Mr. Mime in the front. Well, I'm happy with that, simply because Mr. Mime have only 1 retreat cost, Octillery actually have 2 retreat cost. so I'm gonna be just perfectly fine here. Let's first go with that timer ball. I have 3 more energies remaining. So first Instruct, then Abyssal Hand. Okay, still no sign of the energy. And again, no energy card. So I'm gonna VE Seeker. And this is gonna be VE Seeker for like Professor Sycamore. Yeah, I'm throwing all out here with that Sycamore for 7. And I still didn't find energy card. Jesus, this is so bad. This is so bad. Alright, second energy attached to his second Volcanion, and that's gonna be a VE Seeker for maybe another Lysandre. Nope, this time it's gonna be for Professor Sycamore. But at least if he do that, I'm gonna be happy, to be honest. Simply because of the fact he's gonna discard one more VE Seeker, and he will have only one VE Seeker available. Well, Escape Rope for Oranguru, no doubt about it. And both Volcanions have Float Stone, so they can both switch easily. And I have only one VE Seeker for that one Lysandre left. So of course this is the knockout. And of course I have, oh, Special Charge, nice. Well, actually that Special Charge gave me the victory here. I can play Teammates and I can grab any 2 cards. Let it be just basic energy in case if I'm gonna need that retreat. Let's just waste as many cards as we can from our hand. And right now I can basically attack with my Earthquake for 200, just because I have 2 strong energies, and I can pull maybe 1 more strong energy. Nope, just Sycamore and Jolteon. But yeah, Special Charges came in the right place. So with 1 energy he can knock out my Dugtrio, and then I'm gonna need that VE Seeker for the Lysandre against his Volcanion EX on the bench with 8 damage counter. So if he have access to the VE Seeker for N, maybe he can end me down to 1 card, but I see 3 VE Seekers in his discard pile and 4 copies of N, so I don't think that's gonna happen. So the best thing he can maybe do here is to somehow Lysandre and knock out my Vaporeon on the bench, but nope, just Volcanic hit 130 goes down to my Dugtrio, and that's the GG. Simply because I can attack for 160, and I have that VE Seeker for the Lysandre. So the last VE Seeker for the Lysandre will actually give me the knockout against his Volcanion. But even if that Volcanion didn't have 8 damage counters, I could just knock out one of his Volcanion babies for 160, which would give me the opportunity to take last prize card and grab the victory in this game. So that's the GG, my friends. So once again, guys, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Make sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you already didn't. So that was one pretty interesting budget deck in a standard format, Dugtrio Evolution, which can be built for a couple bucks. And basically it can definitely be very good and very strong against current meta in the standard format. So once again, have a nice day. Hope to see you in the next video. So until the next time, see you and goodbye.